Here we go again, folks. Here we go again. Angel Reese, Caitlyn Clark. The drama, more drama. That's really not even basketball drama, to be honest. Like, yes, I know it starts on the basketball court with the back and forth between Reese and Clark, but the political right has once again overtaken and over exaggerated the Caitlyn Clark Angel Reese drama. They're like gasoline that they just inflame this crap for no reason whatsoever, like unnecessary. So many people, if you're out there, if you watch the game, the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever, and there was one play in particular that has the political right and many other people up in arms and some very crazy language going on. Angel Reese fouled Caitlyn Clark hard, unintentional foul, right? It wasn't like on purpose, and we're going to show the video on why I'm telling you that. But some people believe this was assault. She should be arrested, thrown in jail. Like, these are the comments, and we're going to go through each of these comments because I don't think people believe this. Like, a basketball game that's physical, it's like, have you guys ever played basketball in your life? Have you ever played any physical sport ever? Right? You go to any random competitive gym on a Saturday, you're going to see more physical basketball play than you do in the WNBA. But it's all these guys, these so-called rough, strong, tough guys are going completely ape shit over this play that you probably see like 10 times in the NBA a week. And others, like I said, if you go to any local basketball gym, a competitive gym on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, go to your church league, you're going to see physical play, elbows, all type of stuff. If you ever play, you know what I'm saying. So let's look at this. Let me see if I can pull this up. So here we go. We got, now, before I look at the comments, I'm going to go to the play itself. So this is the play right here, right? Let's start this from the beginning. And we're going to play this play out. Shit. I got to get my headphones on so I'm not hearing echoes. All right, so here's the play in question, right? And you can see the caption. We're going to go over that in a minute, but I want to look at the play first. So here's the play in question. This is Caitlyn Clark driving to the hoop. You see Angel Reese right there, the teammate setting the screen, which means Reese is going to pick up on the defender, like a light screen. Reese is picking up on the defender, but she didn't really do a good job picking up there. But Caitlyn Clark goes wide, drives to the hoop, and gets fouled. Let's watch it in real time. Let's see if I can get this up. All right, here we go.
Clark, hammer. 3 Sky players coming over. Now the official is pointing to his head here, and I think they're going to look at this.
Now, it's a flagrant foul. It's a flagrant foul, no question, without a doubt, right? Under the rules, you know, of the basketball in the professional leagues and probably many leagues, that's a flagrant foul. They have 2 different flagrant fouls. They got the flagrant one, which is the unintentional hit anywhere near the head of area. And then you have the flagrant 2, which is an automatic ejection, I believe, in many cases, when you make intentional contact, where you try to make contact. So you have to pay attention here, because this is an unintentional flagrant foul. Unintentional. and they review it, they figure it out. And this is an easy conclusion because one, watch the replay.
To review it. The foul,
Right here.
I believe.
Look, as Caitlyn Clark is advancing to the hoop, Angel Reese already has her hand up to swipe. She's anticipating Clark going for the layup. So Reese is swatting for the ball. And look at Reese's face the whole time. She's looking at the basketball. She's swapping at the ball. She's just not quick enough. So she ends up making contact. And look, even at this point, she's still advancing. Her arms is wide out. That's not someone who's looking to purposely hit Caitlyn Clark in the face or the head. She's advancing. Still, she's reaching. She's looking, trying to get the ball. And then she makes, even at this point, she misses because Clark is advancing and gets at the cross of the head. So if Angel Reese was purposely trying to knock Caitlyn Clark in the face, like a Bill Laimbeer or Kurt Rambis used to do back in the days, because that's some of the comparisons we got. If she was purposely trying to hit Caitlyn Clark, then she's terrible at swinging at Caitlyn Clark because she completely missed her if it was intentional. Clearly not. Intentional would have been if she would have hit her right here, wrapped her up. That would have been like, okay. But she's clearly going for a basketball play. And she gets her at the side of the head as Clark goes up, and then it gets swatted. But Reese is still looking at the ball the whole time. She's not thinking, oh, I'm going to knock Caitlyn Clark in the face on purpose. That's a clear-cut flagrant 1, not a flagrant 2, not intentional, not she should be arrested for assault and all this other crazy stuff you're seeing online. So let's come back here. Now, this is the caption on this video. Angel Reese just assaulted Caitlyn Clark to the ground with a brutal hit to Caitlyn's head. The foul was upgraded to a flagrant 1, which is what we just said. Then this person goes, that's not enough. Ban Reese from the WNBA and prosecute her for assault. Imagine the outcry if the races were reversed. Got to be one of the dumbest tweets that I've seen all day on this. This is like ridiculous. Ban, prosecute for a basketball play? This is where we're at now. And these are not your typical this is not a just so you guys know, this is not a WNBA fan. This is a right-wing account that pushes right-wing racial agendas. And they have infiltrated the sports community to play the race game. This is what this is. This person is, you'll see these on all these profiles, Save America Now, all this other stuff. And we can go, and I don't even want to look at the profiles and try to like go through it, but this account pops up all the time. It's one of those right-wing accounts. And most of the comments on this situation is going to come from these type of accounts. So you look at this. This is a basketball play, folks. This is not a race play. This has nothing to do with race. This is not a racial thing. And I like Caitlyn Clark. I'm not an Angel Reese fan at all. Her game, her basketball game doesn't really appeal to me. Caitlyn Clark, I like Caitlyn Clark's game. I like her long range shooting, right? She's probably the reason why I would watch some of these WNBA games. Because for the most part, I tried to watch many of these games. And I know we're a sports channel. And I try to do it for the sports reasons. So I can like comment on it and stuff like that. But I typically can't sit through a whole WNBA game. It's just not exciting for me. So I don't say this as I'm trying to defend Angel Reese. Because she's just not my cup of tea from a basketball standpoint. But I will defend her here and say that the outrage and the type of reactions towards this girl is totally unfair, right? It's totally unfair. And this doesn't come from a place of competitive spirit, right? It comes from a place of hatred, and that's just the bottom line. These people, they really hate this girl, and it's beyond because of her arrogance on the court or her post game or whatever she did in the NCAA tournament a couple of years back. It's more personal. They're really trying to make this a black versus white thing, and it's kind of sad because Reese versus Clark would be a nice little thing if it was organically, allowed to build up a competitive nature. And this type of outside stuff is really going to be bad for the WNBA moving forward if they don't get out in front of it, right? Or at least put out a statement, at least let, and I know Caitlyn Clark said, look, it's not her position to say things. People can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. And look, she's focused on basketball. I get that. But at some point, I think that was a good answer, but if people continue to race bait the WNBA and you get all these race people that are coming in with hatred, you're going to have to at least acknowledge or at least say, hey, I don't condone that type of stuff because they're doing it in your name. They're literally being racist or being hateful. I don't even want to say race. I'll just say hateful because that's a more general aspect of this in your name. And you got to at least say like you're condoning or whatever the case may be, because this is crazy, and this is only one of many. This is not. No, let's go down the list here and look at some other ones, right? Let's go down the list and look at some other ones. So this one's not that bad. This is Angel Reese is Bill Laimbeer and Caitlyn Clark is Larry Bird. That's all you need to know. It's not that complicated. So this is someone talking about that. Here's Clay Travis. Clay Travis said, Angel Reese takes total swing at Caitlyn Clark's head, gets flagrant 1. Total swing at Caitlyn Clark's head like if she did it on purpose. And he says they hate Clark because she's white. Like, come on. And Clay Travis is a sports guy, right? He was in the sports realm before he went completely radical on his political stuff. He knows better than this. If any, like the other people, I get it. They're in it for like race baiting, but Clay Travis knows this is not about, right? This is not a racial play here. This is a hard foul in basketball. Come on, Clay. Like, seriously. So the race narrative is being played here. There's an agenda going on to really racialize this tension. And that's not good. The WNBA is getting more eyeballs because of race stuff. That's not a good look. I would rather, if I'm the WNBA, I'd rather go back to nobody watching me and to keep this type of stuff out, because you can't on one end, preach positivity and joyful pride, all that stuff that you got going on, but then you're like quiet when it comes to this type of outside hatred that's pretty much taking over your sports media. Like, this is the main conversation around the WNBA. This is not good for the league at all. It's going to start turning away actual basketball fans that may be interested in the sport. And that's what's going to happen, because these people that are in it now, they don't care about the WNBA's future. They don't give two shits about it. They're in it to push a hateful rhetoric, a hateful agenda, a hateful division, and they're going to be on to something else in like 2-3 months. And your sport is going to suffer long term for this. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Here's another one. No other league would allow the targeting of their star player like this. The thug who just hit Caitlyn Clark in the head jumped off the bench in celebration when her teammate body checked her to the ground 2 weeks ago. The WNBA is trash. So he's talking about a couple weeks ago, Angel Reese jumped off the bench when Kennedy Carter pushed Caitlyn Clark to the ground. Now, that was a classless move, right? We could call that out for what it is. It was classless on Caitlyn Clark's for that behavior. But that's not the same as this, right? This is not her doing this on purpose. You can clearly see that it's not on purpose. right? You could clearly see that Angel Reese is going for the ball. And this happens a lot in basketball, especially when you're trailing behind a defender to block a shot. That happens a lot. It happens a lot. It has nothing to do with race. It's not a racial intent. Calling her a thug over this is just ridiculous. But this is the type of stuff you see. Johnny MAGA, that's another one of the right-wing accounts. Okay, Caitlyn Clark responds, I guess, to the back and forth. Let's see what she says here.
But yeah, I mean, I think, what she's done with her platform has been absolutely incredible. And, she has an entire fan base that has supported her and what she did at, Maryland and then LSU. Like, obviously, I've played her for a very long time and she's been a tremendous player. So, it's been fun getting to compete against. I think it's been really good for the game. Like, people just love seeing great matchups. But also, at the same time, like, people tune in for these matchups, but then they get to see how amazing these teams are. And then they find new players to support and continue to come back for them, too. So I think that's another benefit of it, honestly. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but the problem, I don't know if that was before the game or after the game. So I can't really tell. This some video that was posted 4 hours ago. But look, Caitlyn Clark's like, hey, this is a good back and forth we got going on. And that's how it should stay. It should stay on the court. All the extra stuff about all these people coming out from the outside or behind the woods or behind the trailer parks with their hatred, that makes no sense at all. That it's just not needed. It's really not needed. They just want to play ball. They want to hoop. Caitlyn Clark's been balling since she was young. She understands the game. She actually played basketball against boys growing up. So she knows that it's going to be physical. She understands the physicality of basketball. Any athlete, any ball player that played basketball on any level, going from, even if you just play for fun, you know that it's going to be physical. Right? And that's why even the sports know, that's why they have separate categories for Fragrant 1 and Fragrant 2, because they know that there's a chance that these things happen. They know that. It's not done. It's not because she's white. Come on. Like, and I can guarantee you, if you watched every single WNBA game, and I don't, but I can guarantee you if you did, you'd probably see scenarios where white players have got caught up in flagrant fouls on doing the same thing with black players. But no one will say that black player got fouled hard because she was black. Right? If you watched every game, every WNBA game, I would guarantee you that it's probably happened the other way around. Because it's basketball. So, here go another. This person said, WNBA player viciously elbows Caitlyn Clark in the head as she goes for the layup. Reese could be seen completely missing the ball and making contact with Clark's head. She was called for figure 1. The move comes as more and more WNBA players are becoming jealous of Clark's fame. See this? Jealous of Clark's fame, he says. This has nothing to do with jealous of Clark's fame. Like, where did they get this from? This is a basketball play. Here's another one. And that's another right-wing account. Look, you see, you're starting to see a trend here. American flag, trending politics. Politics. This guy's a political person. He doesn't even cover sports. He has 1 million followers. He just tweeted this out to his 1 million followers, who are probably all political. And that's how this thing jumped off 7 hours ago, right? And once that went out, look at it, 6 hours ago. So he's reacting. 6 hours ago. So the first guy that jumped this off, that got his response. You see a trend here, folks? Are you seeing a trend on who's reacting this way to these accounts? Look at this. Are you seeing a trend? This is not done. This is not done on purpose, folks. This is by design. They are trying to stir up racial division. And it's so weird because they say that the other side is the dividers, but this is clear-cut division. And this is not even anything like Pretty clear that Angel Reese is insanely jealous of Clark. Not confident in herself, so she wants to play the bitch role. Another page that's not sport. No, this is a bookie, so yeah. But these are the type of plays that you get. This is what's going on. Okay, here's a response here. Caitlyn Clark on the flagrant 1 foul from Angel Reese. And this is her response.
And then when you get flagrant foul by Angel Reese, what's going through your mind and how you just stay within yourself to finish the game?
What's going through my mind is I need to make these 2 free throws. That's all I'm thinking about. It's just part of basketball. It is what it is. Just trying to make a play on the ball and get the block. But yeah, I mean, it happens. And those free throws, when you have to shoot them with nobody at the line, are kind of hard. So it's a little different than having people at the line. So I was just trying to focus on making those.
So as you hear right there, she says, trying to make a play on the basketball. She knows this. She's saying this. How come she can understand this, but all her fans are pretend fans or people who pretend to care about the WNBA don't understand that? Right? Perfect answer. And that's exactly how it went down. It's basketball. There is no targets because of race or jealousy. Not on the court. When the tip-off is there, these girls are trying to win. And that play is not it's a bad example. There's other things you could probably point out and say maybe the girls are a bit jealous, but Reese is probably one of the least. You can make the case that Reese may be one of the least jealous because she came in with big contract money. She's got endorsements, right? She's got the following on social media to a degree. Like, yeah, I know in the previous video I did say that Reese was completely jealous of Clark. I was saying that in a tongue-in-cheek way because, we were just picking fun at Reese. But this play does not really prove anything that's jealousy with Angel Reese, right? Or the players around the league. Not this play. This is a basketball play, through and through. Here go another one. Angel Reese should be suspended, period, not good for the game. Now, this is Matt Leinart, who's a former NFL quarterback. And this is probably this guy's he's an NFL quarterback. He's an NFL veteran. And he's never played basketball. He doesn't know anything about basketball. But that's an interesting take from the NFL, from a former athlete, that would say on that play you would call for a suspension. Kind of weird take there. I don't know where Matt Leinart is going with that. Maybe he's trying to, introduce himself to a different crowd. I don't know what his politics are. But here go another guy, some guy named Nick Perkins. He says, Caitlyn Clark's teammates are a bunch of cowards. Someone should have sent Angel Reese into the 3rd row for this blatant cheap shot. Blatant cheap shot? Wow. Are we watching the same game here? And that video was posted by In Wokeness. I wonder what they said. We have them blocked, so we don't even know what they said. I can guarantee they probably said something crazy. Angel Reese. Now, Angel Reese, throughout the game, apparently there was some calls that she believes that their team weren't getting. They were being hit. And she made a claim that I guess there's a special whistle for Caitlyn Clark. Hey, maybe there is a special whistle. So what? Right? I mean, so what if there's a special whistle? It might be, because Caitlyn Clark is the next star of the league. So this is where I come back full circle here and say, hey, I remember I said this before in a previous video that I believe at some point Caitlyn Clark is probably going to get like 10 free throws a game. She's going to average about 30 points a game next year easily, because she's going to get to the line. They're going to put her on the line. She's going to get that. Those benefits are coming next season for sure. And probably towards the end of the year, she's going to get that. So she will benefit. So, yeah, there will be a special whistle. I mean, I don't really have a problem with that. You just got to play. You decide what you're going to do. You're going to play, you play ball. It happens. I mean, the big name players will get special treatment on the court. We're talking about here. Now, and she has every right to criticize that, and I guess say what she says. But yeah, there's probably a special whistle coming. I wouldn't be, but it ain't got nothing to do with race. And she's not insinuating race either. She's insinuating like, hey, Clark has been, that she understands that might happen. But I mean, look at this. CNN jumped in on this. CNN's on it. CNN. This is what we're talking about here. So CNN is doing WWE. I was about to say WWE. WNBA debates. They're covering it now. Fucking CNN. Out of all the shit going on in the world, CNN said, hey, let's jump into the this. And here's another this guy again, he's back. And this time he doubles down. WNBA thug Angel Reese just defended her assault on Caitlyn Clark and said some people got a special whistle. Reese has also previously applauded other players for assaulting Caitlyn. WNBA needs to take a stand against thugs and start banning them, then prosecute them. So the WNBA is going to prosecute basketball players now? I mean, what are we... Oh, my God. Look, this would be hilarious if it wasn't cringe. Like, if it wasn't like if people really didn't believe it. Like, people believe this stuff, right? That's the funny part about it. Like, it's one thing to, like, in the sports world, we all make jokes and we say crazy things about, like, plays or athletes in a joking way. Like, we, memes and all stuff like that. But these people are legitimately serious about this. Like, they're not just saying this for attention. They really believe this. They believe that Angel Reese is a thug. They believe that she should be arrested, thrown out the league. They believe this. Like, if you gave them a magic wand and say you have one power, commissioner for a day, what do? They'll throw Reese out the league. This is what they believe. And this is crazy over a goddamn sport of basketball. And these political people have just come in and just poison the success that the WNBA is trying to get. They made gains this year, and they're gonna lose it all. All the gains that the WNBA is trying to make is gonna go away. It's gonna be gone because people are going to just walk away. People are gonna walk away. And it's just wild. Look at another one. Graham Allen. Not a sports guy. This is another one. Look, you see the trend here? Angel Reese is jealous garbage. She's trying to end Caitlyn Clark's career over jealousy. She has no place in sports. Look at this. Unbelievable. The overreaction to this play. Look at this. Greg Price, who's another political guy. Politics. He puts up political stuff. He says, Angel Reese just clotheslined Caitlyn Clark in the head as she went up for a layup. And that's not a clothesline. But what a clown. The pettiness is so funny to watch. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unreal. Like, this is... And look, both players agreed that it was just a basketball play because that's what it was. It was only a basketball play, nothing more. Nothing more. It's just unbelievable. Look, Caitlyn Clark is 2-0 against Angel Reese. The haters and critics are in shambles. No, they're not. I don't think anyone cares. I think people only care that you guys are making this thing about hateful rhetoric for no reason. It's basketball. And Outkick should know better. Outkick's supposed to be a sports thing. I know they've dabbled in politics lately. Obviously, they went into the politics world, so they're taking these hard positions. But this is crazy that, and they're twisting the words around. They're saying that they're trying to imply that Angel Reese is defending her hard foul, saying that there's a special whistle. No, that has nothing to do with it. She's saying that the game was physical all game, and that it appeared that Clark is getting, or the Fever were getting more calls. She's not really saying that. Like, there's no way she could be arguing that she didn't feel like she should have gotten a foul call there. She clearly fouled her, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious. But they're taking her comments and they're twisting it as in she's saying that a special whistle because she got called for that foul. No, you're supposed to get called for that foul. That's a legitimate foul. That's a legitimate flagrant. You earned that. You deserved that. That was what you got. But we know that it wasn't an intentional foul. We know because we can see with our own eyes. But the people who believe it was intentional are the ones who don't even watch basketball. They just want to say, black player assaulted a white player, ban her and arrest her. That's pretty much what you see across social media. And some of the responses coming in against, or actually for Angel Reese, here someone says Angel Reese doesn't have the luxury of just playing basketball. She has to battle racist dumbasses on a daily basis. This shit has to stop, and white media continues to fan the flames. The constant harassment and tormenting of Angel Reese is disgusting. Lord, please protect her. So that's one. We found one tweet that under this whole Reese situation, James Woods, former actor or Hollywood actor who's right-leaning, says Caitlyn Clark brought more interest to the women's basketball than any player in history. The hatred spirit toward her, much of it nourished by the seeds of racism, have destroyed any interest in WNBA that she would have inspired. Sad but not unexpected. Wait, so is James Wood saying that? Because I think James Wood is kind of being confusing here, because the racism is coming from the right wing on this. It's not really coming from the other side. Just look at the tweets that we just showed. That's all against Reese, the racism. The dog whistle thug and prosecute the criminal and all this other crazy crap. That is dog whistle racism from the right. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it for what it is. I don't know. James Woods trying to say that Clark is being attacked from the other side. I've seen more black sports analysts and sports commentators defend Clark to the point where even people in the black sports space, like sports fans, were calling that out. Like, hey, why are you caping for Clark? So there's more, like that's what they call it, caping, I guess. So I don't know. I've seen those kind of reactions, but no, there's no one from what I could see that are openly hating Clark for being white. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing more the other way around. And look, you look, like I said, I'm just speaking from an outsider because, like I said, I don't pay close attention to WNBA on the court like that, behind the scenes. I don't know. Unless it's coming from the league within the sport, I can't speak for the locker room. I can't speak of her teammates or other competitors. But we can see from on the court with the games on that these situations that people are trying to pick and choose, like, oh yeah, that's the reason they're racist, that's the jealousy. Those that evidence is not adding up to justify the hatred that Angel Reese is getting. Not for these things. You could not like Angel Reese. You could think Angel Reese is arrogant. You could believe all that stuff, but to try to play the hateful card or be hateful over this, it's just not there. Another one, what a miserable person Reese is. That's from Barstool. So Barstool has obviously they're pro Caitlyn Clark, and that's fine. You know, Caitlyn Clark's gonna bring in views, so I get that. Here's Matt Wallace, who's trying to, I guess, justify or say that Reese intentionally tried to murder Clark, even though we saw the other angle, and Reese is not even close to doing that. But this is Matt Wallace, another right-wing commentary guy with over 1 million followers. So you have a couple guys with millions of followers pushing out false narratives here. He says, Angel Reese cries like a little bitch about wanting more money and attention. Also, Angel Reese tries to murder Caitlyn Clark every time she goes up for a layup. The only one who is getting her money, more money and attention. It's a basketball play, dude. Matt Wallace, have you ever played sports in your life? No, probably not. I mean, this is just crazy. It's just so weird, man. Like, for what reason? I don't know. I'm still funny. Like, why is CNN doing this? Like, what is CNN trying to, what's their point? Look at Public Enemies podcast. Angel Reese goes up for a block and accidentally hits Caitlyn Clark in the head and gets a flagrant foul. What MFs are acting like they saw. Right. Like the Kennedy Carter play was more egregious, like more intentional, obviously, on Caitlyn Clark a few weeks ago than Angel Reese. Right? Like, it's just crazy. I think we already watched this. Like, this guy all up and down the feed, and he has, look, he's just everywhere with this. This is crazy. Look, Dave Portnoy is getting crazy because Caitlyn Clark is good for the brand, right? So of course he's a content guy. He understands sports narrative. So like when Dave Portnoy says stuff, I'm not, you're like, okay, we get it, Dave. We know where you're at on this. But the other people are just they don't even know why they're upset about this. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is another guy. Political analysis, commentator. It's all the political accounts. Angel Reese isn't racist at all. She only tries to hurt Caitlyn Clark on every single play, then run her jaws. He's being like funny. But these are all the political commentators. Here go TJ Moe, who's Christian, culture guy, The Blaze. Yeah. He says, oh, he didn't really say anything. Clark gets mauled every game without an ounce of protection. I don't know. He's not really race baiting. He's a former athlete. He's talking like he think Reese is delusional. I don't think she's talking about that particular play. I think she's just saying that. I think Angel Reese is saying that her team is also getting hit and they're not getting calls. I don't think she's acknowledging that Clark is not getting hit. But they're twisting her words, I believe. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff is wild. I mean, we can go on and on all day long. You can go on and on all day long. Play dirty all they want. Like, it's a basketball play, guys. Like, what are you thinking? And John Root, who is he's sports and culture guy. He says that Angel Reese doesn't get close to touching the ball. That's a lie. Because if you saw the replay, we showed it. She does get close. She just completely missed. She was about look. Let's go. Let's see. This is a bad angle, but right there. She was pretty close. She just missed. Clock is quicker. And she's looking to swipe the ball. So he said it doesn't come close, but it's a basketball play that she's making. Look, like I said, we could be here all day. We know the narrative if you're it's just crazy. Like, here go Tommy Sotomayor tried to knock her out because she's jealous that Clark is white and her hair grows out of her scalp. This guy's funny. Like, I don't even know if he's being serious or not. I know he says some wild shit, but I'm not even going to respond to that. That's Tommy being Tommy. But look, guys, honestly, this play in particular is just not there. Like, and for everyone to jump on this like it was the end of the world, like you would have thought Caitlyn Clark died. It's just crazy. Like, these people need to get away from sports. Leave your political, racial narratives out of the world of sports. Sports is a place where fans come together. Okay? This is a place where fans come together from all backgrounds. If you go to a sporting event, if you've ever been to one, whether it be a college game or a pro game, fans from all kind of backgrounds are at these games cheering on their team. If it's a local team, everybody in that community, that town, that city is rooting for their team. And the most division that comes is from the other fan base from that opponent, right? So, like, if you're a fan of one team, you obviously you hate the fans from the other team, right? You see that at baseball games, football games, especially baseball games. You go to a Dodger game, Dodger Giants, they fight. But that's not racial. That's more like Giants fans, Dodger fans. That's the beef. It's not, I don't like her because she's black or white. I mean, when a pitcher throws at a batter in a game, no one says, that guy should be arrested, right? We saw pitchers, you can go online and look at videos of pitchers throwing intentionally, not unintentionally, intentionally throwing at 90-mile-per-hour fastballs at a batter, hit him in his back, his leg, his thigh, and everyone knows, hey, unwritten rule, that's the game, right? You take too long to get to the batter box, you stun up the pitcher, stare him down, you hit a home run and you stare him down, next time coming around, he's going to nail you with 95. And no one's jumping to race stuff because that's what sports is. So for these political people to jump in and make this racialized, no, get out of here. You want to racialize the WNBA? You could do it on your own separate podcast or your space. But don't come into the sports community and poison the well with the racial division. It's just not cool. Okay? It's really not. There are people out there that want to enjoy this to some degree. There are people who are trying to get into this game and maybe you got girls who are growing up seeing these athletes now being able to compete and get a little bit more attention. Last thing they should be having a look at or scroll through social media watching their favorite player like a Clark or a Reese or whoever it is highlights, is quotes and clips and hatred from outsiders trying to cause racial division. It's just not cool, right? And both of them in the post games, they both, yeah, Reese talked about special whistles, whatever. I guess you can say what you want about that. But both players acknowledged that it was a basketball play. They both moved on. They both seemed to have understood that that's part of the game. The replay shows that Reese did not try to hurt Clark. And it's clear as day that it was not an intentional foul. It was unintentional. Pretty clear. So there's no reason to spread this hatred. There's many other things you can go out and find if you really want to play that card. But this is not it. This is not it. And to try to jump on this, to try to, I guess, to get clicks or views, it's not good, man. You should not be using racial divide for clicks and views. Okay? That's just not cool at all, to be honest. That's where I draw the line. Like, look, you want to trash talk a player's game, you want to make fun of Angel Reese's layups or her game on the court, that's all good. But or you want to make fun of anyone else's look or how they run, that's all fun. That's part of fun sports, memes and stuff like that. But to racialize this, that's just way overboard. It makes no sense. It's not even there. And we gotta do better, guys. All of us, we have to be better and not racialize sports, not to divide sports. Okay? And I know you can't get rid of it 100%. This is 2024, not 1964, right? Trying to compare it to the 70s with Bird and Magic. That was a different time. We're talking about Boston, LA, right? We know how Boston was back then with that fan base and how that was in the sports community. Yes, Larry Bird came in at that time. That was a different time. This is 2024. Caitlyn Clark's not the first white player to come into the league. She's not the first one. So there shouldn't be any racial division like that. Okay? There's been plenty of white WNBA players that have come through the league. The Sue Birds, the Diana Taurasi's, and they got a couple decent ones now in the league. Breanna Stewart and the Sabrina girl from the Liberty and a few others that are pretty good. So this is not like Jackie Robinson moment where Caitlyn Clark breaks the barrier and then there's some kind of racial tension. No, we're in 2024. Sports fans want to go to games, watch the games or watch them at home, cheer for their team, and have a little fun banner back and forth on rivals and stuff like that. We don't want the racial stuff. We don't want that. We don't even want the politics. And look, I understand the political stuff didn't really start with the right in sports. It was pretty much started with the left. They came in with their agendas, and I understand that. But there's still no excuse for the racial division at all. Fans just want to have fun. They want to watch their teams. They want to enjoy it. This is the time where people go to unwind, get out from the real world, be entertained for an hour or two, and before they have to go back to their lives and go to work. And that's what sports should be. It shouldn't be nothing else. So we gotta do better, guys. We gotta do better. And we gotta call it out. When we see this type of stuff going on, we gotta call it out and not be afraid to call out this madness. Like, don't let people infiltrate. Don't let these political people take over the sports community. Don't let it happen, because it's just not going to be good long term. It just will not be good long term. That's all I got.